Hi. So I just got some of my labs back, and I'm waiting for a few more to be uploaded. There was a couple of thyroid ones that were missing, and a fasting insulin. So I'm hoping they didn't get left off the list when the labs were run. I'm gonna have to check the receipts, but anyway, I wanted to just share some numbers because when you eat ketovore or carnivore and people see, oh my gosh, you're not eating any fruits or vegetables and you're only eating meat and fat, you're gonna die. What's your cholesterol? So I wanted to share. I think the lab people might have a heart attack. Um, my primary care will be just fine. I'm not even worried about her. Um, she'll be happy with these results because she's smart and she knows that total cholesterol isn't everything and LDL is nothing. My triglycerides, which are a big thing, um, are 72, which is pristine, and my HDL is 81, which again is pristine. I thought, because I haven't really been working out or things like that due to some various things that I'm trying to work out. So I've been keeping my fatigue stress level to a minimum. So I thought, my HDL might be around 50, which is still pretty good, but can always be better. 81. That is awesome. All my mineral tests came back wonderful. Magnesium is great. My zinc is great. Calcium is good. And of course, I supplement with Neolife magnesium and calcium and the minerals. And my potassium is good, and all of that is in my Neolife supplements as well as in my food. And so the only one that was a little low was vitamin D, and I hadn't started upping my vitamin D before my labs. And since I live in the frozen tundra, I fully expected my D to be a little bit low. My zinc is amazing. And so it just goes to show that taking a very good chelated zinc is the best. It's the most absorbable because it just is off the charts. So, and minerals are a lot of times lacking in all food because the plants that the animals are eating are depleted because our soil is depleted. So often any sort of food that we eat is going to be depleted in minerals, and so supplementing a lot of times is quite important. So I just had to get on here and share. Oh, and my A1C is good. It's at 5.2. And I'm waiting to get my fasting glucose back. Not my fasting glucose, my fasting insulin. And so fasting glucose was fine, all of that. And so, I mean, I wasn't concerned about any of that. I'm waiting to find out some stuff about my thyroid, which is one of the reasons that I haven't been like working out a lot. But we just went and signed up at the wellness center, so I'm going to try and get there 3 times a week and at least get some rebuilding my back strength up. So my LDL, you ready for this? My LDL was 273, and the sheet, the lab test had like above high normal. And I'm just dying because my total cholesterol is 364, which again, I don't care. I care what my triglycerides are, and I care what my HDL is. And so my trigs are way below normal, so that's wonderful. But yeah, there's a note from the lab that, check for family history of high cholesterol and this and that, because they see high cholesterol or they see a higher LDL number and they freak out. Now, my LDL number, actually, I'm very pleased with that because there's a lot of studies showing now that higher LDL is actually very protective. It's protective of the heart, and it's protective of the immune system itself. And it's not so much that the LDL is high, it's that what kind of particles are they? Are they like the sticky glycated, which you get from eating a lot of sugar and a lot of foods that turn into sugar, which I do not, so I'm not worried about that. My VLDL, which is like the calcification type score, it's super low. So that would indicate to me, and then my ratio, my triglyceride to HDL ratio is really low. So those two things tell me that I have the light fluffy cholesterol particles, which is what I want. So my LDL being high is protective of my immune system. It's protective of my heart. And especially as being a woman, there are actually more and more studies coming out that LDL should not be rock bottom. It does need to be elevated for best health markers. So I'm very pleased with my lab work that I've gotten back so far. My C-reactive protein for my inflammation is high. I've never had that run before, so I have nothing to compare it with. So this, the one that I just had done in January, that is going to be my new baseline, but it is very high. And I suspect that it has gone down in the past few months from wherever it has been because my pain has gotten better at over the past 4, 5, 6 months. So but I know that I was fully expecting high inflammation markers because just because I still have some heel pain going on because of my chronic trauma to my body growing up that has left a lot of trauma to my skeletal muscles. And so I do still get flare-ups. I get flare-ups in my rib, especially when the weather is going to be changing because I have ripped muscles that didn't heal correctly. So I don't know that I'll ever get down to a normal inflammation markers, but I want to keep having it retested at least every 6 months so that I can make sure that it's going in the right direction and that it's matching what my pain level says. And so I can only think what it is now, what it was a few years ago when I was having to take Vicodin and Tylenol with codeine and could sometimes barely move. It had to have been triple what it is now. It's a 12, and you really want it between 1 to 5, and so it's a 12. So it's pretty high. The lower you want it 0. I'm sorry, 0 to like 4 or 5. So it's high, and that indicates that there is still inflammation and still healing for my body to do, which makes sense with some of the things that are going on. But overall, I'm pleased, and I just wanted to get on and share that the biggest thing that, people are always, when they see you've got a big pile of bacon and some eggs, or bacon mayo, or, whatever, cholesterol, cholesterol, cholesterol. Oh my gosh. And my numbers are amazing, and they're just gonna keep getting amazing. So, and I've been pretty much carnivore since the beginning of October. So, yeah, that's all. Just wanted to share that with you, and have a great rest of your week.